Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the night the stars come out. A salute to BEYA Star Power with our 2007 BEYA honorees. And the extraordinary star that gave new meaning to the words Dream Girls, the original Dream Girl herself, Jennifer Holliday.
And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I can ever go. No, no, there's no way. No, 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 no way. I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. I don't want to be free. I'm staying, I'm staying. And you, you're gonna love me. Thank you. You're gonna love me. Yes, you are. And I am telling you, I'm not going. Even though the rough times are showing, there's just no way, there's no way. We're part of the same place. We're part of the same time. We both share the same blood. We both have the same mind. And time, we've had so much to share. No, 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 no. I'm not waking up tomorrow morning, and finding that there's nobody there. Darling, there's no way. No, 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 no way. I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. You see, there's just no way. There's no way. Tear down the mountains, yes, we can shout. You can say what you want, I'm not all out. Stop on the rivers, punch on that field. I'm not gonna leave you. There's no way I will. And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I can ever, no way. I'm living without you. Oh, I'm not living without you, not living without you. I don't wanna be free. I'm staying, and you, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me. Yes, who would love me? Love me. Love me. Love me. Love me. You're gonna love me.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Miss Jennifer Holliday.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. God bless you. Faith, trust, love can move mountains. Yeah. Come on, put your hands together. Tonight's the night we make dreams come true. We can do it. It just takes a little faith. Anything we set out to do, we can do now. There's nothing standing in our way. If we've got love that's strong enough, we can get through the night. We can make it to the light. If we got love to lead the way, yeah. Just a little faith, just a little trust, just a little love. Love can move mountains. Believe it in your soul, feel it in your heart. Love can move mountains. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No ocean too deep, no mountain too high, nothing to stop us, 'cause love is on our side. Look towards the heaven and reach to the sky. Keep on believing, keep dreams alive. If we've got love that's strong enough, we can get through anything, make it through anything. If we've got love, yeah, to lead the way, oh, just a little faith, just a little trust, just a little love. Love can move mountains. Believe it in your heart, feel it in your soul. Love can move mountains. Yeah, yeah. Love can move mountains. Yes, it can. Yeah. Love can move mountains. Keep on believing it. Yeah. Love can move mountains. Yeah, yeah. Hey. If we've got love that's strong enough, love will lead the way. Yeah, just a little trust, just a little love. Love can move mountains. Believe it in your soul, feel it in your heart. Love can move mountains. Yes, you can. Keep on believing. Hold on to the dream. Love can do it. Yeah. Love can move mountains. Hold on to your dreams. Hold on to your dreams. Love can move mountains. Yeah. Hold on, yeah. Come on, put your hands together, huh? Feel the love tonight, yeah. Feel the love tonight, yeah. Love can do it. Love can move. Love can do it, yeah. If you only believe, love can move mountains. Love can move mountains. Hey. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for Miss Jennifer Holliday. Ladies and gentlemen, a leading actor for the past 30 years in feature films and television, our host, Richard Roundtree.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I mean, that walk-on music just not gonna cut it.
What do you mean, Mr. Roundtree?
Hold it. Well, back up. That walk-on music's just not gonna cut it.
What do you mean, Mr. Roundtree?
What I mean is, I haven't played Shaft in years. I mean, you need to upgrade the program. Keep my image fresh, you know what I'm saying? I've done over 70 films, and I've worked from everyone with Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman. I'm filming a mini-series, Final Approach. I've been on Heroes, Grey's Anatomy, and the best thing on television, Lincoln Heights. Come on, upgrade the program.
Okay, Mr. Roundtree. I'm sorry, Mr. Roundtree. Cue the voiceover. Ladies and gentlemen, a leading actor for the past 30 years in feature films and television, our host, Richard Roundtree.
That's what I'm talking about. Now that's more like it. Good evening, everybody. First, I just have to say, to be appearing on the same stage with Jennifer Holliday is awesome. Wasn't she magnificent? Another original. Speaking of honors, hosting the 2007 Black Engineers of the Year Awards Gala is a proud moment for me. To be honoring our brothers and sisters for the mark they have made in technology, it just doesn't get any better than that. It's what happens when you aspire to inspire before you expire. Though I've been thinking that the day is coming when we won't be reading about the first blacks who did this and the first blacks who did that, because blacks will just about be doing everything. And on that positive note, please welcome tonight's gala sponsor. From the Chrysler Group, the Executive Vice President, Manufacturing, Frank. I knew I was going to do this. Please forgive me, Frank, for messing this name up. My apologies. Frank Iwashin. No, that isn't it, is it? Frank, come out, please help me out here.
Not at all. Well, thank you, Richard. I know you've done a lot of films and a lot of things, but you're still Shaft. I'm sorry. And it's a whole lot easier to say than Iwashin, but that's okay. The theme of this year's gala is really a salute to BEYA star power. And right now, I got to admit, I'm a little bit starstruck having been introduced by Shaft. Sorry again, but I do remember the movie, Be Kind. And I am very proud and honored to be here tonight representing Daimler Chrysler on behalf of Tom Lasorda, our President and Chief Executive Officer, Eric Ridenour, our Chief Operating Officer, and our entire Executive Committee. I'd like to congratulate all the nominees and certainly all of the winners tonight. So you certainly all deserve a great round of applause. So if we can do that, please. You know, when we think of star power, we automatically think of the entertainment industry. And you certainly, stars like Jennifer Holliday, who was absolutely fantastic tonight, Richard Roundtree. So as I started to prepare the remarks for tonight, I couldn't help but think about Detroit, Hollywood, stars. Well, I got to admit, our weather isn't quite like Hollywood, especially the last few weeks. Of those who've been watching the weather, it's been cold and snowy and blowing, and the only palm trees we have are made out of plastic. But In Detroit, they always say, well, the cars are the stars. And Detroit puts on a great show. If you've been to our auto show, if you've been to our black tie events, if you've been to the introduction of any of our models, you can't help, and those are car models, you can't help but think about what we do. And we do it with a lot of pride, we do it with a lot of gusto, and we really do it with a lot of fanfare and panache. So Detroit and Hollywood, for my money, having really liked cars, it's at least equal to, if perhaps not a little bit better. Sorry, Richard. But seriously, Detroit is one of the places in the country where engineers really do become stars. I mean, all you got to do is ask our designer Ralph Gilles, who created the 300C, which is no small car. That's a fantastic product. Ralph certainly has had his share of covers and magazines and all kinds of recognition, and he's just one part of that team that we have. We applaud, we value, and we recognize the engineer that can design a safer vehicle, shave a few pounds off, wish they could help me, squeeze a little bit of fuel economy out of that driveline, or operate one of our manufacturing plants. And tonight, as we gather to honor the black engineers of the ward, including one of our stars, Richard Owusu, who's here tonight, who's one of our plant managers who operates the Jefferson North Assembly Plant. So congratulations, Richard. You can't help but think about diversity. What does it mean to us as a company, to our industry? Let's face it, we survive in this industry by making profits. You can't ignore that. And research has shown that companies that recognize diversity do better in business than those that don't. And you've got to ask yourself, well, why is that the case? Well, we're certainly proud of our diversity. At the Chrysler Group, over 40% of our employees are women or ethnic minorities. 25% of our employees are African American. And our commitment to diversity extends into our supply base, so it's important to our people, it's important to our suppliers. Of our $3.9 billion we spent with our minority suppliers in 2006, represents 13.5% of our total buy. We're concerned about diversity in our dealer body. You can't have a dealer body that sells to a diverse audience without having a diverse dealer body. So 4.6% of our dealers are in fact ethnic minorities. But more than anything else, diversity is important to the customers. It's important to winning customers from the marketplace who in fact buy our products. And let's face it, the population is growing. By 2040, nearly half the population of the United States will be Hispanic, African, American, or Asian Americans. So that's a lot of people. Being selfish, we want them driving our products. I know Bob Lutz is in the evening, sorry Bob, but we still want them buying Daimler Chrysler products. In terms of purchasing power, ethnic and racial minorities will account for more than $2 trillion this year. That's more than the gross domestic product of countries like Italy, Canada, and Spain. And to win that business, we need to have a special relationship with our employees, our dealers, and most important, all our customers. And you can't help but look into society and say, how many people have been disenfranchised? How many people haven't been given an opportunity to get an education, to in fact develop a love of science? I mean, when you think about the numbers that have been lost, what have we missed? Have we missed the next great product? Have we missed the answer to the fuel economy crisis? Have we missed the answer perhaps to a cure for cancer or world hunger? We cannot afford to disenfranchise anyone in this global economy that we live in. Not in the car business, not in anything we do. So, diversity is an imperative with our company. Can we do better? Absolutely. We continue to focus on it every day. Tom Lasorda is probably one of the biggest proponents in the company. He insists that we're engaged. He insists that we help. It's good for business, it's good for us, and it's good for every individual. Because if you entertain a diversity of thought, you will in fact do better. You will be challenged, you'll be pushed, and you will get better results. So again, on behalf of the Daimler Chrysler Corporation, I want to say congratulations to the winners. I want to say that we are committed to diversity. We're going to continue to do everything we can. And I want to thank all of you for having me here tonight, enjoying the festivities. And Richard Roundtree, you're still one hell of an actor, especially as Shaft. So thank you. Enjoy the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Naval Academy Gospel Choir, under the direction of Miss Carla Scott, singing America the Beautiful and I Believe I Can Fly.
I can do it if I just believe it. There's nothing to it. Oh, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. Oh, I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Oh, I believe I can fly. See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes the silence can seem so loud. Ooh, hey. There are miracles in life I must achieve. But first, this got to start inside of me. Oh, if I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. You'll see me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Oh, I believe I can fly. 'Cause I believe in me. I believe in me. Oh, if I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. Oh, help me sing. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I can fly. I believe I can fly. I can fly. I can fly. If I just spread my wings. I can fly. 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 I can fly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Naval Academy Gospel Choir under the direction of Miss Carla Scott.
Voice is sure to make you proud. Let's give him another round of applause. Now, please give a warm welcome to the sponsor of the Black Engineer of the Year Awards Conference, from Lockheed Martin Chairman, President, and CEO, Robert Stevens.
Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Roundtree. It's a great honor for me to be part of tonight's celebration and share the stage with such a legendary actor. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's theme is, appropriately, a salute to Black Engineer of the Year, Star Power. Epitomizing this star power are our distinguished honorees and their impressive accomplishments. Lockheed Martin's indeed delighted to be a sponsor of the 21st Black Engineer of the Year Conference. On behalf of our 140,000 employees, I'd like to congratulate all of tonight's honorees and extend a warm welcome to everyone who is here this evening and to all those who have been attending the conference's many inspiring events. As a long-standing sponsor of this event, we're proud to support the dreams and aspirations of Black engineers. Every year, we're enormously fulfilled to see the results of those dreams play out during this celebration of world-class excellence. Like all of you, we have watched in awe the parade of outstanding leaders who have been honored at this event. All of us here tonight have a shared vision of the future. We see a world that is increasingly complex, one that will favor the best prepared, hardest working professionals. We see a world that is growing in diversity and recognize the strength and opportunity an inclusive environment brings. We see a world in which every deserving young person should have the opportunity and the tools to pursue their dreams and to complete the journey to prosperity and success and fulfillment. Let me also note that we face a daunting challenge in the years ahead. The technology-dependent companies that drive our nation's economy require a strong foundation of highly educated and motivated engineers. But as the baby boom generation ages, many of our most tested and talented engineers are heading toward retirement. Rebuilding this talent pipeline is among the highest priorities that we must pursue. That's why it's crucial that we join together in strengthening the role and the representation of African American engineers throughout America's leading-edge industries. This is much more than an initiative to advance individual careers. It's vital to the prosperity of our economy and essential to the security of our nation. And the contributions that you're making now are of enormous import in shaping the 21st century. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you on this special evening. And now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce a video that will set the tone for tonight's gala. Please roll the video.
We're more than jazz musicians and basketball stars. We're inventors, engineers, and scientists who have stood with and been inspired by the likes of George Washington Carver, Lewis Latimer, Benjamin Banneker, and we remain committed to advancing the Black continuum by serving our country and community. Shining as examples are our past Black Engineers of the Year. Captain Donnie Cochran saw his career take off as the first Black band to fly in the Blue Angels formation. NASA astronaut Colonel Guy Bluford also soared, becoming the first Black American in space. Lieutenant General Joe Ballard, Chief of Engineers for the Army Corps of Engineers, restructured the Corps by strengthening its commitment to better serve our nation's vital interest. Lieutenant General Albert Edmonds, Director of the Defense Information Systems Agency, was responsible for our armed services information and communication systems. And William Smith, President of Parsons, Binkerhoff, Quaid, and Douglas, helped build the city's infrastructure following a San Francisco earthquake. As they have made a name for themselves serving their country and community, So it is with those who have been handed the torch. Rodney Hunt, Tony Carter, Terry Howard, Dr. Jimmy Lee Davis Jr., and Letitia Young.
To introduce our first award recipient, please welcome Lockheed Martin Corporation's Executive Vice President for Information, Technology, and Global Services, Linda Gooden.
Thanks, Richard, and good evening. Just last year, I stood before this amazing assemblage and was privileged to be named the 2006 Black Engineer of the Year. The significance of conferences like this that illuminate the accomplishments of blacks in technology are far-reaching. We must continue to support them, encourage them, and applaud them, because the cascading effects on others of shining the spotlight on what we do is immeasurable. The honor I'm about to present is another opportunity to bring an already award-winning individual back into the limelight. Rodney Hunt is president, founding partner, and CEO of RS Information Systems, Inc. His IT and engineering services firm helps small businesses win and execute contracts. In recent years, his nearly 2,000 member staff and mentoring programs have directly impacted more than 1,000 small business executives. He has paved the way for minority and female-owned companies such as AlphaPort, which recently landed a $3 million federal contract at NASA's Glenn Research Center. Ladies and gentlemen, previously named 2004 Top Technology Entrepreneur, the recipient of the 2007 Alumni Award, Rodney Hunt.
Tough to follow such a beautiful lady. First, I want to, before I get started, want to give all praise, glory, and honor to God. I'm a real testament. There's a song that New Edition sings, "Can You Stand the Rain?" And I tell you what, starting my business, losing my wife, my son being a year old, and being able to stand before you again today is a true blessing. So I thank him, and I thank my parents. You know, they say opportunities for filling a career in technology have never been greater for our youth. Still, there are too many who see technology as a pursuit for others, not for themselves. They recognize the financial rewards, but they don't see it as very exciting. Why, I'm not quite sure, but things like basketball, sports, high-profile endeavors, entertainment, acting, all those things appeal to our youth, but lest they forget that technology is and engineering is the underwriting theme there. Well, the truth is, technology is indeed exciting and rewarding, and often is the very foundation of many of those same endeavors that we hold dear today. The influence of information technology in the fields of medicine, science, and space are fairly obvious. Who would have thought a black-owned company like RSIS supports the Weather Doppler Radar program? Who would have thought a black-owned company provides climate prediction so that our troops could choose the direction of their sandstorms in the Iraqi engagement? That's the kind of things that we need to do and continue to do as black-owned companies. But consider, too, its benefit in the field of music, journalism, entertainment, architecture, engineering, finance, agriculture, hotel administration, athletics, and the like. We, as information technology and engineering business leaders, have got to do more to inform our youth about the value technology has in today's society. We have to be careful, though. We don't want to narrow their horizons. We don't want to shut out a young person's interest in the arts, for example, or public service. We have to encourage budding technology talent to read Bill Gates, but remind him or her to read as well Dr. King's letter from a Birmingham jail. To know where we are and where we're going, we must not forget from whence we came. I believe in today's generation of young men and women. They are smart, mobile, and they have an amazing array of learning tools available to them, things that we didn't have for us. But I see too in this generation, a young people, a renewed concern for the human and civil rights of others. Here in America and throughout the world, I see it in my own 14-year-old son. I truly feel that the great leaders of Dr. King's generation would be proud of our young people. Their drive, their passion, their potential, and their accomplishments are all amazing, the things that he and others fought so hard for. And as always, as I stand before you humbled and honored and blessed, I'm always proud and exhilarated and inspired even more to be among them. And I, for one, am committed to continuing the dream by leveraging the momentum of our accomplishments through technology, but especially through mentorship. I ask now, as business leaders, educators, and supporters of the world's next generation of leaders, are you ready for that? Can you stand the rain? Thank you.
Congratulations, Rodney. To introduce the recipient of Affirmative Action and Government Award, please welcome the Commanding General, U.S. Army Research Development and Engineering Command, Major General Roger Nadeau.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My congratulations to all the winners that'll take this stage tonight. It's my distinct pleasure to stand here and introduce but one of those winners. Civil engineer Tony E. Carter is described as a dynamo of creative energy by his U.S. Army Corps of Engineer commanders. He works tirelessly in his capacity as an EEO committee member, Black Employee Special Emphasis Program Manager, and trained EEO counselor. Tony works directly with historically black colleges and universities and other educational institutions to increase student interest in the engineering and science fields. Tony constantly interfaces with students as a representative of the YMCA Board of Directors and president of the Regional Council for the Advancement of Minorities in Engineering, and he still excels at his civil engineering position, achieving numerous awards and recognitions. The recipient of the 2007 Affirmative Action in Government Award, Mr. Tony Carter.
Thank you, General Nadeau. Good evening, everyone. My sincere appreciation is extended to everyone involved in my being selected for such a notable award. Not having financial abundance, my family possessed and continuously shared the greatest of all treasures, love and support. Coming from a family with origins as sharecroppers, my father completed the 7th grade and my mother the 10th. My earliest memories of work were weeding cucumbers from sunrise to sunset. As a youth, these long, hot, dusty days created an appreciation for education. This was seen as the only avenue to a better life. Grandma Frances encouraged education early in my life. She gave me a quarter for every A on my report card. I loved to make A's. I got a lot of quarters. Once the desire to make A's was instilled, the quarters were no longer my primary focus. By that initial motivation, I continued to strive for all A's through high school. At the age of 17, I was hired by the J.P. Stevens Textile Factory in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, where I worked the third shift while attending high school at Eastman High School in Enfield, North Carolina. Approaching graduation and with limited resources, the military draft hung over my head. By the way, they ended that in 1973. What a savior. My Lord and Savior intervened at this point and put angels all around me. Through no knowledge of my own, my high school guidance counselors and teachers ensured that I took the SAT and applied for a General Motors scholarship at North Carolina A&T in Greensboro, North Carolina. In a life-altering event, I received the scholarship. I majored in architectural engineering and graduated with a 3.75 GPA. I am truly a proud father this evening. My daughter is currently a senior in the civil engineering program at A&T and will graduate in May this year. I cannot tell enough young students, black boys and girls, of the great opportunities that God has presented for me and continues to provide for me. I pray that our young people will keep the faith in the Lord and in themselves, most importantly. Thank you and have a good evening.
Congratulations, Tony. To introduce the recipient of our 2007 Diversity and Inclusion Industry Award, here is the Vice President of Texas Instruments, Tigwin Pulley.
Courageous and optimistic, Terry Howard tackles the tough diversity issues. He built bridges between our Christian Values Network and our gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender employees. He started the Muslim Initiative. Terry has authored over 100 diversity tips. He does and develops training, and he writes a monthly column. But his real magic is in his ability to build relationships with leadership, with employees, and to have the tough conversations. Courageous and optimistic, Terry Howard makes a difference at Texas Instruments every day. Welcome the 2007 recipient of the Black Engineer of the Year Award for Diversity and Inclusion, Texas Instruments, Terry Howard.
Good evening. You just heard from one great boss. She's an incredible human being, and I would say that even if she was not in this room tonight. But I have to acknowledge the real boss in my life, and that's my wife, Karen, who's sitting to the right. 28 years of putting up with me. And also with me tonight is two of my two beautiful sons, Warner and Whitney, and my soon-to-be beautiful daughter-in-law, Ashley Williams. I wanted just to recognize them as well. Humorists will Rogers said, even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. So here's my action formula for moving ahead. Treat everyone you come in contact with as if he or she is at the center of the universe, because in their eyes, and in the eyes of others who love and care about them, they are. Treat those who can't do anything for you with absolute respect and dignity. Strive to be at the top of your game with what you do best. And make absolutely sure that your passion is the key driver of your competence. Competence without passion is the recipe. Thank you very much.
That's a real hero. To present the recipient of our next Community Service and Industry Award, here is Corporate Vice President and President Ship Systems, Northrop Grumman Corporation, Philip Teal.
Thank you, Richard. I have trouble with that, too. Letitia Young plays an active role in the leadership of the National Society of Black Engineers. She travels throughout the country, actively mentoring future tech leaders and promoting careers in technology to young people. As a sub-project manager, Letitia is a significant member of our company's software engineering team. They develop test set software for satellite payloads. The recipient of the 2007 Community Service and Industry Award, Letitia Young.
Living in a society where athletes and music artists are glorified. I've heard it referred to as the bling bling era. Our youth are constantly bombarded with images where success is synonymous with jewelry and rims. But there are so many paths to achievement. The opportunities available to our young people are boundless. I believe we have to expose students to as many positive opportunities as possible. Through our own experiences, we can break those mental boundaries that can constrict a child's mind to thinking the world only exists from this corner to that one. We have to redefine what achievement means and show our students people like Rodney Adkins and Lyndon Gooden who are making enormous strides in education, technology, and business. We have to show them why BEYA exists and demystify engineering, aerospace, and our own paths to success. I am grateful for the chance to share my experiences and what I've learned. I like to see that light bulb pop on when students figure out a math concept or when they ask questions about engineering. It inspires me when students begin to relate what we do as engineers to things they come in contact with every day. I make an effort to make the most of those chances when I get to speak at a school, tutor, or develop a program to introduce students to different areas of engineering and technology. But achievements like these don't come without a price. I would like to thank my family for all the support and sacrifices they made for me. My family is the source that fuels my commitment to bettering myself and our community. I'd also like to thank my coworkers for their tireless efforts in support of my vision, all of my visions. I'd like to thank BEYA and Northrop Grumman for this opportunity to accept such a prestigious award. I feel truly honored and blessed to be recognized for my contributions to technology in our community. Thank you.
The Year Award have understood that the mantle they wear goes far beyond personal gain and satisfaction. They have taken on the responsibility to pave the way for others to follow. Our first BEYA recipient, John Slaughter, President and CEO of the National Action Council on Minorities in Engineering, paved the way after noting that when he graduated college, he was the first black engineer he had ever met. The late William Wiley served on many local and regional task forces aimed at developing long-term educational goals for minorities. Art Johnson took the lead when he joined the Presidential Advisory Council on historically black colleges and universities because he believes these national treasures must be nurtured and maintained. Shirley Jackson showed others the way when she became the first African-American woman to earn a PhD in any discipline from MIT and become president and CEO of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. And the city of Savannah, Georgia, welcomed Anthony James when he headed Savannah Electric and became the first African-American CEO of that city, while serving as a role model for the young minority engineers and professionals he mentors. Continuing to pave the way are others we honor this evening: Reggie White, Jolita Monroe, Dr. Edward Daniel, Hugh Taylor, and Eunice Heath, Darrell Stokes, Paul Engle, Dr. Charles Brooks, Dr. Michael Bridges, and Dr. Richard Presley.
To present the recipient of the Dean's Award, please welcome the Deputy Commander, United States Fleet Forces Command, Vice Admiral Melvin Williams.
Well, good evening. The Dean's Award gives engineering deans of historically black colleges and universities an opportunity to handpick an individual that is representative of the person they hope their own schools will shape. This year, that individual is Reggie White. Reggie has a Bachelor of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering from North Carolina A&T State University, and he is currently finishing his MBA. A Vehicle Systems Integrity Engineer at Naval Air Warfare Center Aircraft Division in Maryland, he focuses on making aircraft safe and reliable. In many ways, his day-to-day work has paralleled the progress he has made in his field. He has personally made notable changes that have cut back significantly overhead costs and have improved flight safety. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the 2007 Dean's Award, Reggie White.
It's a long way from Detroit. I'd like to thank God for being not a moment too early or a second too late. To my family, because of your love and friendship, I've been honored long before tonight, and I trust that I'll do my best to give back to you all that you've given to me. I've watched golf for about 10 years or so, and every time Tiger Woods wins, he says that he wanted to give himself a chance to succeed. And if he had enough chances, he placed himself in the best position to win. I hope we all reflect Tiger's commitment in our lives. We must place ourselves in the best position to affect social change and lift high the banner that is our heritage. To do less would be disrespectful to so many who've sacrificed so much for us all. I confess that if I I prayed tonight I wouldn't be asking for a second, third, or fourth chance. At this point, I'd be asking God for another chance. And that's what we need today. Give another chance to our youth, to our leadership, and to ourselves. I'm proof that given the chance to succeed, we can change our destiny. We are proof that given a chance to succeed, we can change the world. Thank you for this honor, and I'll continue to work with all I have to affect positive change and help others as I pass along the way. Thank you.
To present the recipient of the Most Promising in Government Award, please welcome the Center Director, NASA, John H. Glenn Research Center, and a 1989 Black Engineer of the Year Award winner, Dr. Woodrow Whitlow, Jr.
The recipient of her master's degree in industrial and systems engineering in 2004, Jelena Monroe has been working in air traffic management automation technology at the NASA Ames Research Center. Having also quickly mastered complex and challenging themes, Jelena has a technical publication on the subject and has risen to a critical leadership position on the project. She has achieved so much in such a short time that NASA has already honored this woman to watch with a Certificate of Appreciation and Group Achievement and Outstanding Performance Awards. The recipient of the 2007 Most Promising in Government Award, Jelena Monroe.
As a little girl, I had no idea what an engineer was, let alone what one does. Now that I know and understand, it's imperative that present and future generations are aware of the possibilities of careers in technical fields. I'd never dreamed in a million years that the little black girl from the south side of Chicago would grow up and one day work for NASA. I didn't get here alone. That's why I do what I can to make sure that I have an impact on someone else. Right now, I volunteer as a math tutor for an after-school program in San Francisco because having strong math skills provides a foundation for technical disciplines. I tell students about the different types of engineering careers that exist, and I relate them to their everyday lives, from driving across the Bay Bridge to the lipstick that some of the girls wear. I explain to my little cousins what it is I actually do at work. They'll ask me, Jelena, you work for NASA? And I'll tell them yes. And then they'll ask me if I go into space. Then I'm left to explain that no, I don't go into space. I just do what I can to make sure airplanes get around a little bit better. I participate in Ames events. I've helped with the Smart Skies event that teaches high school students through software applications and verbal interactions the roles and responsibilities of air traffic controllers and pilots. As a technical community, we must illuminate the flame that lights the way for our young people, provide them with hands-on activities that expose them to a field that they may know nothing about, continually encourage and support them through their families, educators, and communities. Welcome young students and young professionals into our work environments and mentor them. And we must continue to hold these events, such as the BEYA Awards, the NSBE conventions, and the SWE conferences. If we all expose, encourage, mentor, and commune, the light that is the BEYA star power will shine. Thank you.
To present the recipient of the Most Promising in Industry Award, please welcome Vice President of Satellite Communications for Northrop Grumman Corporation, Stuart Linsky.
Dr. Edward J. Daniels is instrumental in Northrop Grumman's satellite processor systems and related projects. Ed is used to being at the head of the class in whatever he tackles. He was the first African American to earn an associate's degree in electrical avionics with highest honors at Spartan School of Aeronautics, and just the second to receive an electrical engineering doctoral degree from Oklahoma State University School of Electrical and Computer Engineering. He received a Torchbearer Award in recognition from countless leadership and honor societies, the recipient of the 2007 Most Promising in Industry Award, Dr. Edward Daniel.
Good evening. Child dreamer. Despite humble beginnings with no male role models, I was a child dreamer. I remember sitting in my favorite chair, gazing out the window, thinking about my future. What type of man would I be? What type of life would I have? What type of job would I have? I remember saying, Governor Daniel. Nah, that sounds right. Officer Daniel. No, that's not me either. Dr. Daniel. Oh, yes, that sounds good. So the seed was planted and the journey began. But there are some significant things that happened along my journey. First, hard work. My mother encouraged and instilled a hard work ethic in me at a young age. She made me work for the things that I wanted and wouldn't allow me to come home with anything less than a B in school. Family support. My sisters consistently convinced me through word and deed that sisters are far better than brothers. Inspiration. My beautiful wife, Shardina, has been my inspiration since the day I met her. Faith. I've accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I've had pastors and brothers and sisters in the faith help me to develop spiritually. And last but not least, great people. I've had the privilege of working and knowing great people throughout my life and short career. So now my dream has become a reality, and this award is beyond my wildest dreams. I would like to thank my wife, my family, friends, Oklahoma State University, the Northrop Grumman Corporation and their leaders, as well as the Black Engineer of the Year Committee for this great honor. Thank you.
I seriously think that this program should be mandatory viewing in every junior high school in the country. Real heroes, real heroes. To present the recipient of the first of our Technical Sales and Marketing Awards, here is Corporate Vice President and President of Northrop Grumman Corporation, Jim O'Neill.
Good evening. I'm pleased to introduce my friend and colleague, Hugh Taylor. Hugh is president of Northrop Grumman's commercial, state, and local group and leads over 5,000 people. He is incredibly devoted to his group, and I can assure you his group is devoted to him. Recently, Hugh's team captured over $3 billion of new business. This success is amazing. And it really starts with Hugh, his vision, his passion, which he brings to work each and every day. Hugh uses the same approach as he supports the development of math, science, and engineering skills among college students. He also encourages diverse populations to pursue careers in IT. and while Hugh makes time for the most important commitment, and that is his family. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Hugh Taylor.
Thank you, Jim. It's not often that we, as information technology professionals, have an opportunity to positively impact an entire community, hundreds of families for decades to come. Too often, our business goals become our personal goals and are measured in revenues, margin, and cash generation. We can lose sight of the true value that technology and business can bring to a community, especially its young people. And every once in a great while, all goals converge and everyone wins. Over the past several years, I've had an incredible once-in-a-professional lifetime opportunity to work on a program, the program for which I am being honored tonight, that will truly change and improve lives in the state in which I live and work. This program has motivated and energized my team and me unlike any I've ever seen, creating a determination and drive to do the right thing. It has changed the way I view my role in business, in IT, and helped me understand more than ever the responsibilities we have as leaders in business have to think beyond the bottom line. My team, my company, and my customer have joined together to make significant investments in Southwest Virginia, where today young people have limited career opportunities and must leave home to find jobs and careers in higher paying professional fields. We are in the process of constructing 2 technology facilities, relocating core components of my company's business there, and partnering with local colleges and universities to help ensure the long-term success of this project. We recently conducted a groundbreaking ceremony for the new 110,000 square foot state-of-the-art technology center in Southwest Virginia. Though top government officials attended, including Governor Tim Kaine, for me, the most honored guests were the 300 high school seniors who came to learn more about the opportunities coming to their home region. There wasn't a single person on the Northrop Grumman team that wasn't moved by the community's outpouring of appreciation. It made it all worthwhile. I have 2 quick thank yous out there. To my management team that has stuck with me for the last couple of years in chasing all these opportunities, and to my wife and my 2 sons who put up with all my travel over the last 2 years. I thank you.
To present the next recipient of the Technical Sales and Marketing Awards, here is the Vice President of Manufacturing and Engineering of the Dow Chemical Company, Gary Berink.
Good evening. The Dow Chemical Company is proud to congratulate Eunice Heath as a valued global leader in our company. She is a global business leader working out of Zurich, Switzerland at the present time. She has led her business to an 11% growth in revenue and sky-high production records. Her corporate attributes lead her expertise in managing the supply chain, managing international contracts, and building positive employer-employee relationships. She excels in her technical knowledge and in her ability to appreciate and understand diverse markets. But above all, she invests in relationships as a mentor, as a company mentor, in college recruiting, and as a member of Dow's Global Network Leadership Team. The recipient of the 2007 Technical Sales and Marketing Award, Ms. Eunice Heath.
Good evening. This is absolutely awesome.
Thank you very much for the honor of selecting me as one of the award recipients this evening. This award is a testament to the tremendous support I have received and continue to receive from both my coworkers at Dow as well as my family at home. Like all of us that have robust, fast-paced careers, my challenge is to thrive on the job while supporting a spouse with his own career aspirations and 3 young children. We have twin boys that are 9 and our daughter, she's 6. And, you know, like a garden, they need tending and attention in order to grow and to thrive. I attribute my ability to manage it all to the strong and candid mentors I have established both within Dow and outside of Dow, my direct supervisors' willingness to build flexibility in my career, my extended family support, and my husband, who is my lifetime partner. I have learned over my career to reach out to my personal board of directors, which includes family, friends, mentors, and coaches for assistance and guidance. Aside from my professional achievements at work, what I enjoy most about working for Dow are the numerous opportunities I have as a Dow recruiter to encourage students to consider a career in the field of engineering, while also mentoring younger employees. It is vitally important that as we progress in our careers to reach back and encourage others to join in our footsteps. My mother, a school teacher, education administrator, and now an entrepreneur, provided the right amount of persistence and challenge to help me become a strong businesswoman. Both of my parents instilled in me that absolutely nothing is impossible. And I would say to all of our students and all of our young professionals, absolutely nothing is impossible. Everything is achievable. My husband, Christian, is my ultimate supporter and cheerleader. We recently moved our family abroad to Switzerland, where he put his marketing career on hold to provide the primary care for our home and our 3 children. Absolutely, thank you so much for all of your support, Chris. Lastly, I would like to thank Gary Verink. He has been an absolute supporter of me, and for BEYA for honoring me this evening. This has been an absolutely wonderful week in terms of recognition, not only for me and my family, but also for the future engineers that will step onto this stage. Thank you.
Beauty and brains. To present the Pioneer Award, please welcome the President of Baltimore Gas and Electric Company, Ken DeFontes.
Thank you, Richard, and good evening, everyone. Darrell Stokes is a man of great integrity who is respected for his insight and intelligence and admired for his innovative accomplishments. Darrell's 25-year tenure with BGE has been truly remarkable. One of the first African Americans in management, Darrell is a role model in terms of his work ethic, his positive outlook, and his ability to successfully manage complex, multi-million-dollar projects. Admired company-wide for his leadership skills, Darrell also believes in giving back through his active involvement in company mentoring programs and his support of organizations such as the University of Maryland College Park Center for Minorities in Science and Engineering. It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce the recipient of the 2007 Pioneer Award, Darrell Stokes.
Thanks, Ken. I'm indeed honored to receive the Pioneer Award. I want to thank the real pioneers, the black professionals of the 60s and 70s who first broke the racial barriers in the scientific and engineering fields. In addition to making a difference through their technological innovations, these true pioneers recognized that they could make a difference in the lives of future minority generations. Now, today's pioneers need to be addressing a critical crisis, the steady erosion of America's scientific and engineering talent, especially in the black community. New pioneers need to put all efforts into trying to close, as Dr. Taborn calls it, the racial digital divide. I want to thank BG&E for providing me an opportunity to accomplish my professional goals and to play a critical part in enhancing our customers' quality of life. I want to thank my mother for providing me with a nurturing environment under some pretty challenging circumstances. And I want to thank my wife for her support and patience so that I could commit a lot of my time in accomplishing my professional goals. I want to thank God for the guidance and strength to overcome obstacles in my life and the wisdom to be grateful for my blessings. I pray that He continues to bless me and other black professionals so that we can do more to mentor inner-city kids interested in science and engineering careers, be a positive role model and coach to young black professionals, and to put our personal and professional reputations on the line to create new, innovative educational organizations that meet the unique needs of minority youth. We need to do this so that children can get excited and be convinced that they can make a difference in the world through pursuing a science and engineering career. Thank you.
Let's give the band a round of applause. Hey. To present the President's Award, here's the Executive Vice President of Lockheed Martin Space Systems Company, Joanne McGuire.
Good evening. At the tender age of just 32, Paul Angola became one of Lockheed Martin Corporation's youngest employees to attain the title of director. In that role, he has led efforts resulting in new business for the corporation, valued at hundreds of millions of dollars. Most recently, he has managed sensitive national security projects. Armed with a Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautics and Astronautics from MIT, combined with a Master of Science degree from Georgia Tech in Aerospace Engineering, and a Stanford MBA, Paul is an intellectual powerhouse. His passion for education is also evident in his efforts to share it with others. In addition to participating in Lockheed Martin in-house mentoring, Paul is very active in junior achievement and serves as a coach and seminar leader for Girls Exploring Science, a group dedicated to exposing adolescent girls to engineering and technology. It's my privilege to be able to present the 2007 President's Award to Paul Angola.
Good evening. Not that long ago, or at least it seems like not that long ago, I was, like many of us were, an impressionable youth, looking for inspiration and encouragement to shape my future self. Fortunately, I found both along the way, and not quite by random happenstance. The inspiration came from the nation's space program, which was building upon the solid foundation that President Kennedy and Congress laid for it in the 1960s. I was a young person during the period after Apollo and before the space shuttle, and the talk of what was to come excited me and sparked my curiosity and interest. Encouragement came from my parents, who resonated with my desires and encouraged me then and every step of the way since to follow those desires wherever they may lead. I couldn't have anticipated that they would lead me to this podium tonight or to this kind of honor and recognition, but I am grateful that they did. The nuggets I hope you glean from this story is that we all have the opportunity each and every day to inspire others with our actions and our deeds and to encourage them to follow their passions and dreams. Who knows what heights their ambitions may lead them to and where they may bring the rest of us along to in the process. Whether as parents or co-workers or community members, if we actively support others in striving for excellence, challenging themselves, and doing what they love, I'm convinced that we will be setting the foundation for many more worthy honorees in the future. Thank you very much. I am humbled by this award and look forward to continuing my efforts to be worthy of such recognition.
To present the recipient of the Outstanding Technical Contribution and Nonprofit Non-Commercial Award, please welcome back MITRE Corporation President and CEO Alfred Grasso.
As Principal Communications Engineer for the MITRE Corporation, Dr. Charles A. Brooks, his comprehensive studies and technical solutions have truly revolutionized U.S. Army communications programs. His work in optimizing communications performance during Operation Iraqi Freedom helped advance current and future communications initiatives and improve national security. Dr. Brooks also co-founded the summer undergraduate program for engineering research at Berkeley at the University of California at Berkeley, and volunteers to mentor and tutor students who want to follow in his pathway to success. The recipient of the 2007 Outstanding Technical Contribution and Nonprofit, Non-Commercial Award, Dr. Charles Brooks.
Good evening. There are numerous philosophies on how to succeed in life, but as we all know, there is no global panacea for the trials and tribulations that life brings to bear. So each of us must find ways to meet life's challenges. Here are mine. First, try to maintain a balance across all dimensions in life, from intellectual, familial, spiritual, and emotional, to physical, political, financial, and social. Second, with the exception of eating my beautiful wife Andrea's sweet potato pie, try to do everything in moderation. This helps to avoid the sonic boom that can occur from moving too far, too fast in any one direction. Otherwise, if you slow down for just a moment, your imbalance can catch up to you, and in the same manner that a supersonic plane endures a blast of noise as it reduces its speed under the speed of sound. One should seek out mentors to include teachers, family members, and coaches, as well as clergy. Mentors can help you maintain balance and avert causing harm to oneself and others. To facilitate progress, there is no replacement for tutelage from someone who's already traveled the same path. Be disciplined. Put your goals into practice every day. Never let your vision subside. Even a few minutes of daily practice on a daily basis can be more effective than hours of effort exerted once in a blue moon. Accrue a reserve. To quote Pulitzer Prize-winning jazz trumpeter Wynton Marsalis, rest as much as you play, where in this instance he meant play your instrument, but us as engineers, in that case it applies to working towards our goals. Progress is also made during these rest periods, so you work to strengthen and build in preparation to weather a perfect storm should it occur. And lastly, celebrate life. Live your dreams and enjoy the struggle. In closing, ask yourself, would you rather hit the lotto or earn the same amount of money through a lifetime of hard work and due diligence? I choose the latter. Hard work brings its own reward. Thank you.
To present the first of our outstanding technical contributions and industry awards, please welcome the President and CEO of Dominion Delivery, Jay Johnson.
Good evening. Dr. Michael M. Bridges' work at Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory and his achievements in algorithm structuring and mechanical engineering are credited with producing a remarkable new type of prosthetic arm. Dr. Bridges earned his doctorate in electrical engineering at Clemson University, and in 6 years as a university professor, he extensively researched nonlinear control theory and robotics. As a senior guidance, navigation, and control engineer, Dr. Bridges' charge is to conceptualize, improve, and test components of advanced air defense missile programs. Dr. Bridges is also actively involved in community service work, with primary focus on encouraging youth to invest in education. The recipient of the 2007 Outstanding Technical Contribution in Industry Award, please congratulate Dr. Michael Bridges.
Good evening. When I look back on my childhood growing up in Detroit, I have to admit that I was a pretty nerdy type of guy. However, I was truly blessed to have parents and siblings who nurtured my intellectual and technical inclinations. My dad was a computer analyst with an electronics hobby. He would let me peek over his shoulder as he worked on TVs and radios and patiently answered every question I had. I was a child with a big imagination, so TV programs with a technical theme always left a big impression on me. This is probably the first time my dad's heard this story, but after watching episodes of The $6 Million Man, I would sneak down into his basement and raid his electronics, spare electronics component drawer. I would take out a handful of resistors, capacitors, and transistors and stick them in my hair in a tightly organized pattern, pretending to be the Bionic Man. I had a small fro back then, so the hair was perfect for keeping the components in place. Who knew 30 years later I would be developing control systems to go into real-life advanced prosthetic limbs for our amputees that come back from the war. My dad was a Nike missile operator in the late 50s, and would often, when I was young, explain the operation of the Nike radar tracking system. Little did I know he was teaching me some fundamental automatic control theory. And then again, 30 years later, I would be developing and analyzing advanced guidance and control systems for the country's anti-ballistic missile defense systems. When I reflect on my life, I realize how essential it was for me to have my interest in science and engineering nurtured. There are countless numbers of children in our communities who have even greater untapped potential. Let us continue to find them, encourage them to dream the dream of solving the next 30-year technological problems. Thanks to my parents for all their sacrifices, for APL, for all the technical opportunities. It's a great place to work. For my siblings, for their encouragement, and for my wife, Renita, for her love, and more importantly, her patience with all my late work hours as I fulfill my childhood dreams. Thanks a lot.
To present the next recipient of our Outstanding Technical Contributions in Industry Award, please welcome the Vice President of Science and Technology and Director of Corporate Products and Process Development for Corning Incorporated, Dr. Jean-Pierre Mazot.
Good evening. Corning is a world leader in specialty glass and ceramics. We create and make keystone components that enable high-technology systems. Our success in technology requires the deep understanding of material characterization and the ability to develop new and unique measurements. In less than a decade, Richard's contributions in that field have critically enabled several new products and manufacturing improvements, for which he has been granted with 6 patents. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a very talented scientist, the recipient of the Outstanding Technical Contribution in Industry Award, Dr. Richard Priestley.
Thank you very much for this honor. Like many of you, I'm very grateful today. Grateful that in this day and age of technology, I've been gifted with the aptitude, the interest, and most of all, the opportunity to build my career in this field and make contributions to Corning Incorporated and the industry at large. I truly believe that technology drives today's society, and my hope is that more and more of our young people will come to the same conclusion and become successful in their technical endeavors. I think about what has made me successful today and how I have been able to exploit these gifts of aptitude, interest, and opportunity into successful outcomes. First, technology presents itself with never a dull moment. So one must understand the technology they're working on and keep up with new developments. For in today's technical society, everything happens so rapidly that just about the time when we're learning about new advances, they're almost old news. And with technology ever changing, we need to remember the often repeated saying, to work smart, not just hard. So to be successful, we must recognize our own limitations, which means doing when we can and delegating when we can't. It's important to keep in mind that sometimes it's better to turn something down than to let someone down. I also believe that we're only as good as the team we're a part of. Everyone's input is equally important for a team since we're all in this together. and consequently, respecting one another's contribution and pulling in the same direction results in these successful outcomes. I am grateful to BEYA Committee for this honor. 7 years ago, I thanked them as a recipient for a special recognition award from BEYA. And tonight, I'm even more honored. Receiving this award starts with recognition from my colleagues and managers at Corning Incorporated, recognizing me for past accomplishments and contributions that I've made since joining the company 10 years ago, and knowing the future contributions that are going to come. But making these contributions comes with the continued love and support from my wife and my family. You've been at my side, providing the encouragement and the drive during the times when I felt it was nearly impossible to overcome all the obstacles. And finally, but most of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me this opportunity and blessing me with these gifts, again, of aptitude, interest, and opportunity. Thank you.
Those who have earned the distinction of Black Engineer of the Year have shown tremendous leadership, not only by distinguishing themselves as engineers, but also by rising to the highest echelons of the companies they serve. When Errol Davis rose through the ranks to become president of WP&L in 1987, he was at the time the highest-ranking Black in any business field. Arlington Carter's leadership at Boeing became evident when he became the first Black to serve on Boeing's executive management team. Also at Boeing, after crucial work on the company's computer-integrated technology, Walt Braithwaite became vice president of all the commercial airplane group's information systems. Paul Caldwell, chairman and general manager of Mobil Producing Nigeria, managed a budget of over $1 billion while leading 3,800 employees and contractors. And Rodney O'Neill became executive vice president of Delphi Automotive Systems and president of the company's safety, thermal, and electrical architecture sector at the beginning of the 21st century. Today, their leadership inspires others like Gary Hawkins, Neville Thompson, Melvin Fulton, and Richard Owusu.
To present this evening's first recipient of the Professional Achievement in Government Award, here is the Commander and Chief of Engineers for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Lieutenant General Carl Struck.
Wherever the action is and the need, you'll find Gary Hawkins. He has the rare quality of zealously volunteering himself to work in some of the most intimidating jobs the government has to offer. He began his professional career in New Orleans as a civil engineer with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Decades later, he volunteered to serve as a program manager and deputy in Iraq to support Operation Iraqi Freedom. Without benefit of promotion, Gary took on extra work in special assignments in the New Orleans district because he saw the jobs that needed to be done. The recipient of the 2007 Professional Achievement in Government Award, Gary Hawkins.
Good evening. I bring you greetings from New Orleans, the crown jewel of the South, the Big Easy. Since New Orleans is known for among other things, our great cuisine, I'd like to offer my recipe for upward mobility. As a basis of my recipe, I'm using the PIE formula presented by Harvey Coleman in his book, Empowering Yourself, the organizational game revealed. Now, Coleman divides the essential ingredients to a success in business world into three main ingredients. P is for performance, I stands for image, and E stands for exposure. Now, one of New Orleans' favorite sons of cuisine, Emeril Lagasse, always says, let's kick it up a notch. So now let's start with a cup of performance excellence. Without this ingredient, you can't move up. Now you add 3 cups of image and blend until you remove all unsightly lumps. You can choose how others will view you. From the time you arrive to your workplace until the time you depart from home, you are projecting an image. Image includes everything from dress to speech and attitude and sends a strong signal to those around you. Now carefully fold 6 cups of exposure. Who you know, and more importantly, who knows you is critical. Our recipe can't rise without it. Now becoming visible in a positive manner and influence others who can help you reach your goals are essential ingredients. Now the term baker's dozen usually means a little something extra as a bonus or a sign of appreciation for patronage. Well, in New Orleans, we call this lagniappe. Now here's where I add a half a cup of talent, a half a cup of passion. Now sometimes these things are overlooked because a lot of attention is paid to task and background. However, talent and passion are vital to real performance success. Okay, now you cook with care until you reach the top of your field. Bon appetit. Thank you very much. Les apens roulés. Let the good times roll.
To present our next recipient of the Professional Achievement in Government Award, please welcome the Deputy Director of Operations J3 Joint Staff, United States Marine Corps, Brigadier General Ronald L. Bailey.
Good evening. If we had to create an appropriate business card designed to hold all of Neville Thompson's titles, it would have to be multifolded and accordion pleated. In the course of Neville's more than 17 years in government service, he has been a bench-level engineer, a test engineer, a program manager, a branch chief, a talented scientist, financial expert, and a team leader in a variety of programs, including the development and evaluation for smart weapons algorithms. He is currently a key player in ensuring that millions of dollars worth of significant research and development programs get adequate consideration in the President's budget. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the 2007 Professional Achievement in Government Award, Mr. Neville Thompson.
Good evening. To the BEYA Conference, the BEYA staff, and the nomination committee, thank you for all your efforts for the advancement of science and technology throughout our country. Before starting Tuskegee University as a freshman, I attended a pre-freshman engineering summer program. One of the courses I had to take was mechanical drawing. That course actually took me. I had problems with that course. Now through high school, if I ever needed assistance with a course, my mom was there and she was able to help me out. In this course, I think she looked at my drawings and said, "Son, you are on your own." But she did look me in the eye and told me that you will pass this class and you will become an engineer. So I know I couldn't let my mother down. This illustrates that words are so very important. Negative words can stop us in our tracks, while words of encouragement and support can change our lives and help us live our dreams. For me, the words of a single parent mother, the words of a wife and daughter, the words of my co-workers and bosses, and the words of my teachers from our small hometown of Tuskegee, Alabama, permanently changed my life. Today, I try to share words to help others along the way. BEYA attendees, what words are you using today to impact others' lives? Share the right words, and you really will change the world. Thanks again.
To present the first of our Professional Achievement and Industry Awards, please welcome the Managing Director of Global Functional Business for Booz Allen Hamilton, Dennis Doherty.
Thank you and good evening. Mel Fulton's career as a visionary and inspirational leader spans more than 30 years. Since joining Booz Allen as a principal in 2002, Mel has been a leader in our global information technology team. His primary focus is delivering software and system solutions in the areas of data integration, biometrics, enterprise messaging, and security. Mel leads a Booz Allen team of more than 130 architects, developers, engineers, systems integrators, and project and program managers. Under his guidance, this team has grown in the past year alone by more than 150%. I am honored to present the recipient of the 2007 Achievement in Industry Award, Mel Fulton, Jr.
Thank you, Dennis, and good evening. I thank you for this monumental moment, standing before you of such a illustrious audience. My story is about inspiration. Just to give you some background, I grew up in Philadelphia during the race riots of the 1960s and the gang wars. And I've been working for nearly 30 years now. What I have found in this life is that it's all about what you can do, not who you or what you are. When I was starting out, I was generally the only black engineer in the room. I felt hesitant and uncomfortable being there. However, senior level people, especially chief engineers, senior technical people who were white at the time, gave me the opportunity to prove myself. At the time, there was no requirement for them to push this agenda. The concept of diversity had not made it in the corporate manuals yet. But these guys took a chance on me, which enabled me to grow as a leader and to become a manager. This was the beginning of my on-the-job understanding that it's about what I can do, not who or what I am. And I've shared this with my niece, the main source of my inspiration. You see, I've always found that inspiration is a giving circle. We're inspired and we inspire others. To be whole, we need to do both. My niece, Dr. Shantae James, was one of few African Americans in her school while she was growing up in a Philadelphia suburb. An outgoing and caring soul, she reminds me a lot of myself. She was the only one in the family who wanted to do something better for herself, and I took her under my wing. Today, I'm proud to say that she's an assistant professor of sociology at Walsh University in North Canton, Ohio. Yeah. Just as my mentors gave me the opportunity to shine, I took this inspiration and I let it reflect back on my niece. Her success as an academic continues to inspire me on a daily basis, and she is here with me this evening. Thank you, Shantae. I'd also like to thank the Booz Allen family and my life partner, Sharon, who has been with me for the last 25 years, and hopefully another 100. Thank you.
To present the next Professional Achievement in Industry Award, please welcome the Vice President, Truck and Activity Vehicle Assembly for the Chrysler Group, Byron Green.
For more than 20 years now, Richard Owusu has been making a difference at Daimler Chrysler. And everyone who works with Richard says the same thing. He's a wonderful leader, a take action, approachable kind of guy. In his present role as plant manager of the Jefferson North Assembly Plant in Detroit, home of the Jeep Grand Cherokee and Jeep Commander, Richard oversees a staff of nearly 2,500 people and deals with every aspect of plant operations, from negotiating budgets to ensuring worker safety while producing high-quality Jeep vehicles. It can be a tough job, but Richard does it with skill, aplomb, and the respect of the entire company. The recipient of the 2007 Professional Achievement in Industry Award, Mr. Richard Owusu.
That words are so very important. Negative words can stop us in our tracks, while words of encouragement and support can change our lives and help us live our dreams. For me, the words of a single parent mother, the words of a wife and daughter, the words of my co-workers and bosses, and the words of my teachers from my small hometown of Tuskegee, Alabama, permanently changed my life. Today, I try to share words to help others along the way. BEYA attendees, what words are you using today to impact others' lives? Share the right words, and you really will change the world. Thanks again.
Present the first of our Professional Achievement in Industry Awards, please welcome the Managing Director of Global Functional Business for Booz Allen Hamilton, Dennis Doherty.
Thank you and good evening. Mel Fulton's career as a visionary and inspirational leader spans more than 30 years. Since joining Booz Allen as a principal in 2002, Mel has been a leader in our global information technology team. His primary focus is delivering software and system solutions in the areas of data integration, biometrics, enterprise messaging, and security. Mel leads a Booz Allen team of more than 130 architects, developers, engineers, systems integrators, and project and program managers. Under his guidance, this team has grown in the past year alone by more than 150%. I am honored to present the recipient of the 2007 Achievement in Industry Award, Mel Fulton, Jr.
Thank you, Dennis, and good evening. I thank you for this monumental moment, standing before you of such a illustrious audience. My story is about inspiration. Just to give you some background, I grew up in Philadelphia during the race riots of the 1960s and the gang wars. And I've been working for nearly 30 years now. What I have found in this life is that it's all about what you can do, not who you or what you are. When I was starting out, I was generally the only black engineer in the room. I felt hesitant and uncomfortable being there. However, senior level people, especially chief engineers, senior technical people who were white at the time, gave me the opportunity to prove myself. At the time, there was no requirement for them to push this agenda. The concept of diversity had not made it in the corporate manuals yet. But these guys took a chance on me, which enabled me to grow as a leader and to become a manager. This was the beginning of my on-the-job understanding that it's about what I can do, not who or what I am. And I've shared this with my niece, the main source of my inspiration. You see, I've always found that inspiration is a giving circle. We're inspired and we inspire others. To be whole, we need to do both. My niece, Dr. Shantae James, was one of few African Americans in her school while she was growing up in a Philadelphia suburb. An outgoing and caring soul, she reminds me a lot of myself. She was the only one in the family who wanted to do something better for herself, and I took her under my wing. Today, I'm proud to say that she's an assistant professor of sociology at Walsh University in North Canton, Ohio. Yeah. Just as my mentors gave me the opportunity to shine, I took this inspiration and I let it reflect back on my niece. Her success as an academic continues to inspire me on a daily basis, and she is here with me this evening. Thank you, Shantae. I'd also like to thank the Booz Allen family and my life partner, Sharon, who has been with me for the last 25 years, and hopefully another 100. Thank you.
To present the next Professional Achievement in Industry Award, please welcome the Vice President, Truck and Activity Vehicle Assembly for the Chrysler Group, Byron Green.
For more than 20 years now, Richard Owusu has been making a difference at Daimler Chrysler. And everyone who works with Richard says the same thing. He's a wonderful leader, a take action, approachable kind of guy. In his present role as plant manager of the Jefferson North Assembly Plant in Detroit, home of the Jeep Grand Cherokee and Jeep Commander, Richard oversees a staff of nearly 2,500 people and deals with every aspect of plant operations, from negotiating budgets to ensuring worker safety while producing high-quality Jeep vehicles. It can be a tough job, but Richard does it with skill, aplomb, and the respect of the entire company. The recipient of the 2007 Professional Achievement in Industry Award, Mr. Richard Owusu.
Good evening. In 1989, I returned to my birthplace, a small village in Ghana, to visit my extended family for the holidays. During my visit, I realized the tremendous opportunity my parents had afforded me by bringing me to the United States in pursuit of the American dream. The level of poverty that I witnessed confirmed for me how lucky I was to have had this opportunity, and gave me the determination to succeed at whatever I chose to do with the rest of my working life. So, I returned to the United States and embarked on the rest of my working life journey. Through this journey, I've grown both personally and professionally. I've gained knowledge and experience. I've furthered my education and touched many people. And although I manufacture Jeeps every day, I've come to the realization that I'm really in the people business. In the process, I've been promoted 4 times, with my recent promotion as a plant manager with the Chrysler Group. My journey is certainly not complete, as I still have about 15 more years to keep pursuing. I have several people to be thankful for being on the journey with me. First, my wife Phoenicia and my kids for their support and understanding, and for allowing me to commit and dedicate myself to the kind of hours the business requires. My employers, Mr. Frank Musician, Mrs. Nancy Ray, for supporting diversity and rewarding talent. Mr. John Franciosi, for promoting me to my first executive level position 10 years ago. And my current supervisor, Mr. Byron Green, for his support and the confidence that he has shown in my ability to just get it done. Last but not least, my parents, for their vision and courage, and for the sacrifices they've made for me and my siblings. My only regret today is that my dad is not here with us to share and enjoy this moment, because without him, none of this would have been possible. Thank you, Dad, and thank you all.
While we're not all movie stars or star athletes, many of our past Black Engineers of the Year became stars in their own right as they took their technologies to new levels. Arnold Stansel opened a new field of investigation into plasma reactions for mobile in the early 60s, and then affected the computer industry with his research into thin film deposition. James Mitchell created on-demand reagent generation to help produce the highest quality silicon wafers for device manufacture. While working at IBM's Austin, Texas research lab, Mark Dean created the first computer chip powered at 1 gigahertz and has been inducted into the IBM Academy of Technology. Lydia Thomas, as head of MITRE Tech Systems, leads the organization's advances in emerging technologies in the areas of criminal justice, healthcare, environmental and energy sciences, counterterrorism, toxicology, and homeland security. And last year's Black Engineer of the Year, Linda Gooden, has led a team that helped modernize the Social Security system, digitized the FBI's fingerprint database, automated the Navy's payroll, developed the Pentagon's communications infrastructure, and made the patent application process more efficient. Today, their innovative and competitive spirit is reflected in the accomplishments of James Dalton, Rear Admiral Anthony Wings, Will Stein Hill, Joan Robinson Berry, and Lewis Cole Jr.
To present the first recipient of this evening's Career Achievement in Government Award, please welcome back the Commander and Chief of Engineers for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Lieutenant General Carl Strock.
James Dalton is a member of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Senior Executive Service and is the Regional Business Director for the South Atlantic Division, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, based out of Atlanta, Georgia. His career is marked by many milestones. Among them, he has participated in U.S. hurricane recovery missions, Saudi Arabian city design and infrastructure building, and oil facility construction. James is the first African-American Corps of Engineers senior civilian in both the Far East and the Alaska districts, and the first to occupy senior U.S. Army Corps of Engineers official status in Egypt and Iraq. Last week, I was delighted to announce that James will become the Director of Engineering and Construction for the entire United States Army Corps of Engineers. A consummate professional and caring leader, please welcome the recipient of the 2007 Career Achievement in Government Award, James Dalton.
You know, in preparing for this evening, I've given much thought as to how I've reached this point in my career. There's certainly no magic formula, as most of you know, but for me there are certain universal truths that are followed. For one, you can't be good at something unless it's something that you really like and hopefully make a living at. So you should become an expert at that something that you enjoy and really excel at that. My interest in construction began when I was making brick mortar and assisting brick masons for R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company. Within the field of engineering, construction became my area of expertise. I've always liked seeing concepts and designs become a reality and understanding what makes a project structurally sound and functional. Second, I found it invaluable to take my comfort zone and expand it to become a broader and more experienced individual. I left my home in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I worked in Saudi Arabia. I worked in Egypt, Korea, Alaska, and recently in Iraq. I wouldn't trade these experiences for anything in the world. Now, whether you travel around the world or whether you stay at home, you should become worldly in your thinking and your approaches. Read and communicate with people that have different experiences than you do to broaden your life. Next, I would say never let your fears limit your potential. I was once very nervous about becoming a project engineer for the first time, but I stepped up and was soon assigned responsibility for projects in excess of $500 million, and now billions of dollars are my responsibility. I was also a little apprehensive about traveling. I used to find it very unnerving to travel from North Carolina to Atlanta, just about 300 miles away. Thankfully, I overcame those fears, and subsequently, I traveled thousands of miles to enjoy the responsibilities and achievements of people that are much more senior and experienced than I am. Before I finish, what I would like to do is to say I thank BEYA, certainly thank the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for its investment in my career. I want to thank my daughter, Toya, my son, Jason. But the last piece of advice I'll give is, above all, share your life with someone that provides you the encouraging confidence when you question yourself. None of the truths that would have been possible for me without my wife, Tanya. Early in my life, our life together, as far back as college, she was always confident in me and expressed such confidence to make me work harder than ever before because I did not want to let her down. I continue to work hard to keep that confidence. For my Corps of Engineers, supporters, family, and friends, and even the critics, I say essayons. For the Army, HUA, and for all of those out there that have supported me for this award, I say thank you.
To present the next Career Achievement and Government Award, there's the Chief of Naval Operations of the United States Navy, Admiral Michael Mullen.
Good evening. Rear Admiral Andy Wins embodies career achievement, a distinguished Naval Academy graduate and a high-impact leader. He's the first in his class to advance to Admiral. As both aviator As both an aviator and a financial management expert, Andy controlled multi-billion-dollar aviation programs. He's an inspirational leader with an ongoing commitment to reaching out to and mentoring minorities and non-minorities alike. As our current Joint Vice Director for Operations on the Joint Staff, he validates the strength of our military's diversity. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the recipient of the 2007 Career Achievement in Government Award, Rear Admiral Andy Wins.
Good evening. Honor and glory to God, who is first and foremost in my life. Thank you, Admiral Mullen, for the presentation and for your continued leadership of diversity in our Navy. I'd like to also add to the long list of thank yous to Mr. Tyrone Taborn and Mr. Richard Butler of Career Communications Group for the superior methods by which they recognize the professional achievement of African Americans nationwide. I am deeply honored tonight to be the recipient of the Black Engineer of the Year Career Achievement in Government Award. 28 years ago, I embarked on a naval career without full knowledge of where my destination would lie. My amazing journey thus far has allowed me to visit many countries throughout the world with a span from Greenland to South America and from the Netherlands to Japan and back to the United States, where I'm reminded of the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, pursuits only dreamed of in many countries abroad. The ticket used to propel me into my ongoing journey was clearly my education. Now, America is not perfect, and we all recognize that. But trust me, we live in the best country on the globe. And as I prepare for the next leg of my journey, I would ask that our young Americans take full advantage of all the educational opportunities available in this country and to always give it your absolute best. Let there be no doubt, education is the key to success. You may never really know how far you can go in life's journey unless you understand that concept. On a final note, I want to thank my lovely wife, V, for her role in my success. Keep your seatbelt on, honey. The journey is not over. May God bless each of you, and may God bless America. Thank you.
To present this evening's first recipient of the Career Achievement in Industry Award, please welcome the Vice President of Raytheon Company and President of Raytheon Missile Systems, Louise Francisconi.
Good evening. It's impossible to capture the character, the intellect, and the human spirit of the next winner in 90 words or less. Willistine Hill, or Steen as we know her, has made extraordinary contributions in the world of information technology at Raytheon during her 35 years in the defense industry. She currently leads complex information technology environments for the Raytheon Missile Systems business, supporting more than 11,000 employees in many locations. Steen is responsible for an information technology strategy that supports current and future business needs. If you know Steen, you know she sets the standard for delighting customers with not only robust and innovative solutions, but secure solutions. Please join me in congratulating the recipient of 2007 Career Achievement in Industry Award, an outstanding business partner, a wonderful person, and a great friend, Steen Hill.
Thank you, Louise. Good evening. I'm pleased to be here this evening to receive this impressive award. This is a great honor and a high point in my career. Over the years, I've been fortunate to work with many talented business leaders, mentors who who helped me grow and develop. Now a mentor myself, I strive to educate and encourage young people to help close the great technology gap that exists in the U.S. today. As leaders, we will have to take the opportunity and the responsibility to mentor, support, and influence and lead our young people. Within our communities, focusing on academics is critical. High school graduation rates have increased. More African Americans, whites, Hispanics are attending college. However, African Americans and Hispanics continue to lag behind in procuring technical disciplines. As a nation, research studies show the U.S. is ranked at the bottom when it comes to practical math applications, falling short in generating interest among our youth in math and science. It's estimated that by the year 2010, 90% of the world's engineers and scientists will come from Asia. At Raytheon, we are committed to improving these numbers. With programs like Math Moves You that engages middle school students, parents, and teachers in math and science through a variety of celebrity and curriculum-based programs. In 2006, Raytheon really raised the bar in supporting HBCUs, math grants, and scholarships to help with this initiative. With role models like our Raytheon chairman and CEO, Bill Swanson, and his executive leadership team, Raytheon continues to raise the bar on employee involvement and mentoring. Let's all make a personal commitment to engage, to actively engage. Get involved in your communities, churches, schools, businesses, local and state government initiatives. Be an active mentor for our future leaders and technologists. In closing, I'd like to thank my husband, Collier, and family for their love and support. My dear friends, too, that drove through the snow to get here tonight to be with us, and to my Raytheon family for all your support and commitment. I'd also like to thank Career Communications Group for helping America compete through their technology agenda. Congratulations to all the award winners tonight, and God bless. Thank you.
To present the next recipient of our Career Achievement in Industry Award, please welcome the Vice President of Operation and Supply Management for Boeing Integrated Defense Systems, John Van Gels.
Good evening. I'm delighted to present the next award to someone I admire and respect, someone I'm proud to work with, and who is deserving of this honor. Joan Robinson Berry is an exceptional leader whose efforts have improved engineering performance and quality at the Boeing Company. She has advanced our supplier diversity initiatives, and all the while she was building relationships with engineering, universities, government customers, industry partners, and professional associations. Joan is one of 9 children raised in a neighborhood plagued by gang violence. She has been a long role model and an inspiration to young people who need help finding their way. If I can become an engineer, she tells them, so can you. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce a recipient of the 2007 Career Achievement Award, Joan Robinson Berry.
God really is good. Good evening and thank you. I'd like to begin by conveying how honored and humbled I am to be standing before you today and accepting this award. It is an intangible reminder to me, and I hope to the young people in this room tonight, that you can achieve just about anything you want when you work hard and you have faith. When you don't listen to people who tell you you won't, you can't, And if you're blessed enough, as I was, to see men and women from similar circumstances overcoming obstacles, having the courage to speak their mind, and ultimately to define the possible, I hope you indulge me just a moment as I extend a special thanks to my Boeing family. I love you. My mom, all my family that are here today, and especially my husband, Chris, and kids, Kaylin, Justin, and Nikki, whose unconditional love and support has always allowed me to follow my dreams. Thank you for your sacrifices. To say I come from humble beginnings is an understatement. I share this only with you today because it just gives you a sense of how far I've traveled. There was a time in my life where I was nearly homeless, but never hopeless. I always had faith that things would be better, and I can always envision a brighter future. My sisters here tonight often joke, despite my academic challenges in the 3rd grade, I showed great promise as a leader. I may have been in that special education, but I was president. Language arts was tough for me at that time, but I excelled in math. And I fell in love with numbers. It turned out to be my ticket to a better life, the life that I'm currently living today. By the time I reached high school, a career in engineering was calling me. Opportunities were abundant. My high school counselor tried to discourage me. He said, "Joan, it's really not a girl thing." Fortunately, I didn't listen to him. Although there was a time, my first day in school, that I searched in vain for a girl's restroom on my wing, and there wasn't one. I had to go over into the business section. That's no longer the case today. Today, there are more women and more facilities to accommodate them in the field of engineering. And there are more men and women of color, but not nearly enough. And that's where all of us come in this evening. We must pave the way for our young people. We must develop the next generation scientists, engineers, and innovators. We must do what others have done for us. We must show them the art of the possible. Thank you, Tyrone Taborn, for doing that and bartering your life for that subject. And thank you, everyone, this evening.
Now to present the Lifetime Achievement Award, please welcome from General Motors Corporation, Vice Chairman, Global Product Development, Mr. Robert Lutz.
Well, thank you, Richard. I cannot think of a better, more deserving recipient of this Lifetime Achievement Award than Louis Cole. But first, I must say that there are those among us who view Lifetime Achievement Awards with certain suspicion and disdain because the name implies that one is at the end of one's career. Tonight, I am here to say loud and clear, Louis, don't even think about it. We've got a lot more for you to do. It only seems like Louis has reached a lifetime's worth of achievement because he has accomplished so much. He has dedicated his life to engineering and his adult life to General Motors, and we are grateful and proud. As vehicle line director, he leads a team that is responsible for 700,000 cars sold on 4 continents. Now that's plenty to keep him busy, but he still finds time to be a dedicated husband, father to his wife Gail, father to 4 children, a mentor to young engineers, an active member of his community and his church, and a volunteer to many charities, including Habitat for Humanity. On a personal note, I've been in this business 40+ years, and I've found very, very few people I've enjoyed working with as much as this year's recipient of the 2007 Lifetime Achievement Award, ladies and gentlemen, Louis Cole.
Thank you, Bob, and good evening. I would like to give special thanks to Bob Lutz for nominating me for this award, and to Career Communications for their forethought to initiate such a special event. I give special thanks to my colleagues at General Motors and to the management staff as well. I also give special thanks to my parents, my sister and cousin who are here with me tonight, and also my wife and kids. I thank them for their encouragement and their support through the years. I thank God for all of those who have touched my life through the years, which provided the path that led me to stand here tonight. Some kids grow up wanting to be football players, astronauts, firemen, or even actors. For me, a combination of things gave me my direction. I was fortunate to be born with a degree of mechanical ability, and my father happened to own an auto repair shop where I spent a lot of time at a very early age. There were many days when I went to the shop both before and after school because my mother also worked outside of the home. In elementary school, I wrote a career paper about my aspiration to become an auto mechanic. By middle school, I had learned about engineering, and my horizons expanded. I wanted to become an automotive engineer. I attended a technical school and studied automotive technology. One of my automotive shop teachers recommended I go to trade school and not to a four-year college. This was a pivotal point for me because both of my parents wanted me to go to college. My father often said I should go to college and do better than he did, and I could always come back to the shop anytime I wanted to. Fortunately for me, instead of heeding the shop teacher's advice, I followed my dad's. Once I started college, I realized that there were many young Afro-Americans who are encouraged not to pursue their potential and be all that they can be. There still are. So I decided to go back to the high school that I graduated from to speak to students on career days. Since that time, I have continued to mentor and recruit minority students as well as full-time employees. They need to hear from someone that, yes, you can do it. They need to hear that there's an alternative to trade school, no matter how often they hear that there isn't. As I accept this award tonight, I encourage each of you to reach back and help encourage some young student or employee in your organization. I have heard the statement, they won't listen. It won't make a difference. I am reminded of the story of a wise man who was taking a sunrise walk along the beach when he saw a young man picking up starfish and gently tossing them back into the ocean. "What are you doing?" he asked the young man. "The sun is coming up and the tide is going out, and if I don't throw them back, they will die," replied the young man. "But young man, there are miles of beach with starfish along it. You can't possibly make a difference." The young man bent down, picked up a starfish, and tossed it gently back into the ocean and replied, "It made a difference to that one." And I bet in this audience tonight, we have more than a few starfish who are here because someone reached out to them. The young man's actions represent something special in each of us. We are all gifted with the ability to make a difference. Each one of us can shape our own future as well as that of others. Each one of us has the power to help our companies reach their goals. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome IBM's Executive Vice President for Innovations and Technology, Mr. Nicholas D'Onofrio.
Grazie, Richard, grazie.
I am deeply privileged, ladies and gentlemen, for the opportunity to present the evening's highest honor to a man who is not only an exemplary technical leader, but a trusted colleague and a very dear friend. I have known Rod Adkins through his entire 25-year career at IBM. A career characterized by excellence and consistent contributions to our company's success. I've observed his compelling inventiveness, been the benefactor of his keen technical judgment, and have continuously applauded his commitment to expanding opportunities for our nation's young women and young men. Rod is an outstanding engineer, an exceptional individual who generates tremendous enthusiasm among all those around him. But what impresses me most about Rod is his selfless dedication to others. In fact, Rod could very well be IBM's most active mentor, especially to the younger members of our technical community who are inspired by his example and who, thanks to Rod's influence, have chosen to take their talents to a higher level. By honoring Rod with this prestigious award, the Black Engineer of the Year team is recognizing his tremendous value to American industry and his significant impact on our society at large. I know I speak for Rod's family, friends, and admirers, many of whom are here tonight, in saying how very proud we are of his contribution, his achievements, and most of all, his exemplary quality of leadership. But the last word tonight is not going to be mine. There are indeed other people who know and admire Rod as well, and we're going to hear from them in this very special video piece. Let's roll it now, please.
For more than 2 decades, those recognized as Black Engineers of the Year have perpetuated the Black continuum by serving their country and communities, by paving the way for others to follow, by succeeding in government and business, and by advancing technologies. Our 2007 Black Engineer of the Year epitomizes the standards set by those who came before. Serving our country and community.
He made possible a vision that I didn't think would happen for years at Trinity through his making us aware of a partnership with IBM and Trinity Catholic High School and contributing also to it.
When you ask him to come help at Georgia Tech, recruit minorities to Georgia Tech, he'll just tell, he'll say something like, when do you want me there? It's not one of these things where you've got to struggle to get right here. He'll say, when should I be there? I'll do everything I can to be there.
Found a unique way to combine basketball and family in some of the charities he sponsors. As he goes after and he uses the allure of basketball to reach those underprivileged youth who are focused on basketball themselves, and he'll offer basketball scholarships or basketball trinkets or anything related to basketball as long as they keep their scores high, the academic scores in school high.
A lot of the students there too, he knows them, he cares about them. I know for a fact that he helps them in their studies. If they need extra help that may not be available to Trinity, he makes sure that they get that.
But he also understands that if you have been given a lot, then you owe back. And so he's always thinking about giving back.
Paving the way for others.
Personally, has helped me in a number of occasions.
Actually, Rod has helped me to grow as a person, and he continues to help me grow as a person, and with that development, I believe it has a positive impact upon my career.
He's also helped a number of us in terms of sponsorship, actually selecting us for key jobs and aggressively pursuing that to make sure we do get these key jobs and that we're successful in these roles. because nothing breeds success like success itself.
He has advised me on job selections when moving from job to job, which may be a better job, which may not. He has steered me, guided me, and counseled me when I have made wrong moves or bad decisions to kind of get me back on track or recover, if you will.
I believe he's a very effective leader. He's caring. He spends a lot of time mentoring people throughout IBM as well as in the community.
You know, he mentors a lot of people. I think the last count was there are 40 black technical professionals that Rod has taken a personal interest in and helping them advance their careers.
Rod has been truly dedicated throughout my entire career as far as a mentor is concerned.
I have a young black extreme blue engineer in my organization who knows Rod, watches Rod, follows Rod, and is very much inspired. He's young in his career. #1 graduate from his class at West Point, coming into IBM after a couple years of service. He finds Rod to be the leader that he wants to be like.
Well, in our mentoring sessions, he's very candid, and to put it in his words, he will might not tell me what I want to hear, but he will always tell me what I need to hear. And he's someone that helps me to recognize where I can improve. He's encouraging, and he also is a very good coach.
Succeeding in government and business.
He is really challenged with leading what I would argue is probably the world's most complex and diverse technology development organization ever assembled. And it really is an enormity of challenge to remain competitive in this environment where everyone is gunning for you as a leader.
Rod has, about 15,000 people that he's responsible for around the world, 29 different laboratories in 17 countries.
He selects many of the leaders and develops many of the leaders we have in the organization himself.
I knew him as the general manager of the Unix systems business, and he drove the Unix systems business to leadership for IBM.
Leadership and Rod are almost synonymous.
In Systems and Technology Group, the transformation that Rod's been leading is around building our systems more efficiently, using a horizontal integration, sharing a lot more code, sharing best practices among all the hardware teams, the software teams. Really a transformation of the way we build systems.
Advancing technologies.
The impact of a true leader is not seen in what they do per se, but what their teams achieve. And if you look at what comes out the door in the recent past or in the near future, for instance, from the systems area, it's extraordinary. If you look at the diversity of offerings we have and the ones that have really enabled us to take back market share in System P and to stay at the head of the pack in blades and other areas where we really have shown an astonishing ability to lead in numerous areas, that's his impact. Those are his team. These are his people. This is our team.
The portfolio that he's impacting right now is the heart of what IBM's about. It is our Systems and Technology Group. It's the way we build systems.
That's a tribute to both Rod's technical achievements as an engineer and more importantly now as just a leader in motivating people.
And now he's doing a sort of grand strategy change with the mainframe as well as all of the storage and server products that we have right now. He's turning that around himself. So it's a broad number of impacts over many years.
When Rod was announced as the recipient of the Black Engineer of the Year Award, the heartfelt pride that everyone who has ever met Rod felt in Rod's getting the privilege of winning this award was quite spectacular across the IBM company. So this is it's great for Rod, great for IBM, and it's great for the organization to recognize that talent.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating, saluting, and welcoming the 2007 Black Engineer of the Year, Rodney C. Adkins.
was once known to describe myself as imperfection at its best. I was not savvy enough to be a politician, was not sculptured enough to become a notable athlete. Entertainment, I don't think so. You heard Jennifer Holliday, timeless voice. I have a great voice, but only good for a conversation. Richard Roundtree. You know, he's a complicated man. Richard, you knew you couldn't get away with that tonight. But you know something? I was special enough to be an engineer. I honestly believe each of us has a special purpose, and this is why we exist. I'm convinced that my purpose is to inspire hope because of what has been accomplished. There are and will be many others more gifted than me who can and will soar to much higher levels and who can and will make more of a difference. I received a couple of Lifetime Achievement Awards over the last decade, and I actually said then that my work was not nearly complete. I was just getting started, and there was much more to do. This still holds true, even as I look towards the future and stand here before you today with this very humbling but so special recognition. There are so many who deserve an acknowledgement for the role in my life. My various mentors over the years, Miami-Jackson High School, Rollins College, Georgia Tech, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity, Jordan Groves Missionary Baptist Church in Miami, and others. We did it together because no one wins alone. All of them contributed necessary parts to the architecture that makes me who I am. However, there are 4 very significant parts which bonds everything together, and I refer to these as the heart, the body, the mind, and the soul. First, the heart. I want to thank my wife, Michelle, who is my best friend and my foundation, who I met 27 years ago. Rodney II and Ryan, my sons, who I honestly live through each and every day. They may not appreciate my intensity at times, but one day they will look back and say, "Dad, it was the flavor of love." Thank you for sticking with me and being my biggest critics and my biggest supporters. Second, the body. I want to thank my parents who have joined me tonight. My dad for showing me that anything can be disassembled, reassembled, and hopefully will work again the same way or better. You know, along with my brothers and sisters, we were the first generation with the opportunity for a higher education. Although I must note that my mom, at the age 50 years young, went back to school and earned a college degree. My parents taught us that it was the responsibility of each generation to do better than those before them. Now, I must admit my parents wondered about me at times because I was just, let's say, one of those very challenging kids growing up. And special, very special disciplinary techniques were required to keep me focused, on what was right. You know what? I want to thank you for always believing in me, being there for me, and more importantly, channeling my energy and my creativity in a more productive direction. So thank you. Third, the mind. You know, I want to thank my company, IBM. Thanks to our chairman and CEO, Sam Palmisano, our executive vice president, and my mentor, Nick D'Onofrio, my boss and senior vice president, Bill Zeitler, a very close colleague and a recent retiree from IBM, Ted Childs, who many of you know, and my IBM family, many of whom are sharing this experience with me tonight. I am grateful to IBM for establishing a platform of leadership and creativity for me. The IBM values are dedication to every client's success, trust and personal responsibilities in every relationship, innovation that matters for our company and for the world. This is why I am still an employee of more than 25 years. Finally, the soul. I want to thank God for shaping my soul. His message in my life has been one of humility and charity. Acting with humility is not to deny our own self-worth, but rather it allows us to see the dignity and worth in all people. You know, through his message, he tells us all to share generously with those in need, and good things will come in turn. When you put these four parts together, the heart, the body, the mind, and the soul, you get the core of who I am today. Now, at the risk of sounding arrogant, and I hope you will accept this as a statement having more to do with trusting yourself and perseverance, I do want to thank myself. You know what? You know, after all, I was involved in all of this. You know, as I reflect over the last 30 years, I made many sacrifices by taking the hard courses, by accepting the hard jobs, trading off having a good time for preparing to not have a hard time. And you know what? And never giving up when things appear to be moving too slow or stacking up against me. My journey has been a hallmark of innovation about making a difference. We need to decide on the roles we will play as an individual and also as part of a team. We need to be about change. We need to decide how we will make it better for ourselves, our communities, our businesses, and for the world. In closing, I want to leave you with my favorite quote from Joel Arthur Baker, and it reads, "Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision just passes time. Vision with action can change the world." I want to thank Mr. Tyrone Taborn, Career Communications, and the deans of the historically black colleges and universities for recognizing me for my responsibilities and personal commitment, inspiring hope and making a difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to our 2007 BEYA honorees, and a sincere thanks to our masterful MC, who is truly a class act, Richard Roundtree, and of course, the legendary Jennifer Holliday. Thank you also to tonight's gala sponsor, Daimler Chrysler, and the sponsor of the 2007 BEYA Conference, Lockheed Martin Corporation, for their continuing generous support. Now, please join us at our after party in the Camden lobby.